The first routine is called the integration of 6 directions.
Why is it so called?
The 6 directions refer to sky, earth, east, south, west, and north. According to the theory of yin, yang, and 5 elements, the sky pertains to yang, the earth to yin, and the east, south, west, and north to wood, fire, metal, and water, respectively, whereas man, who pertains to earth, is in the middle. Now we'll begin from the preparatory posture of this routine. Firstly, the feet should be placed apart a little wider than the width of the shoulders, with the toes pointing slightly inwards. The knees should be slightly bent. The arms should hang naturally by the sides. The body should maintain a relaxed, quiet standing posture.
Why should the toes point slightly inwards and the feet be apart a little wider than the width of the shoulders?
This is because only when the toes are pointed slightly inwards and the feet are placed apart a little wider than the width of the shoulders can the hips and coccygeal vertebrae relax. It is also easier to bend down and touch the ground. Secondly, the tip of the tongue should be placed against the upper palate. The facial expression should be like smiling. The eyes should look straight in front, and the mind should be cleared of all thoughts.
These requirements are not really as easy as they sound. It wouldn't matter if I were not so strict about them, would it?
Yes, it will. For example, placing the tip of tongue against the upper palate is to set up a bridge which links the Ren channel in the front of the body with the Du channel on the back. Then the Qi in the 2 channels may circulate, which is called small cycle circulation. It must be noticed, however, that the tip of the tongue must not be pressed too firmly, and the root of the tongue should not be stiff. The smiling expression relaxes the abdominal as well as the facial muscles. Only when the eyes look straight ahead will the movements be smooth and steady. Clearing the mind of all thoughts again emphasizes relaxation of the body and quiescence of the mind.
Thirdly, relax the body from the top downwards, including the head, neck, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, chest, upper back, lower back, abdomen, hips, knees, ankles, feet, and toes. The muscles, joints, tendons, and nerves in these parts must all be totally relaxed.
Lastly, the qi should be made to sink into the lower dantian, and the mind should begin to concentrate on that part.
Some people are not quite sure of the exact location of the lower dantian, and therefore do not know where the qi should go.
The line drawn from Baihui Point to Huiying Point is the central channel where the lower dantian is located, at midpoint between Qizhong and Huiying points.
Use the mind to direct the qi in the lower dantian through the Huiying point and up along the Du channel until it reaches Dazui point. Then along the shoulders and arms until it reaches the Laogong points on both hands.
Bringing up the wings. With the shoulders as the pivots, slowly raise the arms in front of the body. Then push out 3 times gently. When the arms are raised to the level of the shoulders, the palms should bend 90 degrees upwards. When the hands are pulled back, the mind should be focused on the shoulders. The angle between the forearm and the horizontal level is about 45 degrees. When the hands are pushed out, the mind should be focused on the Lao Gong points. The angle between the hands and the arms should be 90 degrees.
Spreading the wings. First, relax the wrists and spread out the arms to the left and right to make a straight line. At this time, the palms and the fingers make a 45-degree angle with a horizontal level. Then bend them upwards to form an angle of 90 degrees with the arms. When the hands move inwards, the mind is focused on the shoulders. The angle between the forearm and the horizontal level is about 45 degrees. When the hands push outwards, the mind is focused on the Lao Gong points. The angle between the hands and the arms is 90 degrees. Repeat this movement 3 times.
Closing the wings. The arms relax and slowly move down by the sides until they form an angle of 20 degrees with the body. The palms are turned to the back and pushed backwards 45 degrees. At the same time, slowly lift the heels and make the body inclined slightly forwards.
Folding the wings. When turning the wrists to fold the wings, the mind is focused on the fingers. Then the hands come out from under the armpits and are flung forward. Stamp the heels to the ground with some force. The fingers change from claws to the shape of bells and are shaken slightly outwards.
Raising a ball of qi to the top of the head. Relax the fingers and extend the hands towards the front. Hold the ball of qi and press it in through Bai Hui point. Expanding the chest by extending the arms. Relax the wrists and make the hands, arms, and shoulders form a hexagon. making contact with heaven to collect yang. Place the fingers together above the head and turn the palms upwards. With the cervical vertebrae as the pivot, first loosen the left shoulder, bring the left elbow forward down and back to its starting position, keeping the right hand above the top of the head. Then, loosen the right shoulder and repeat the motion on the right side while keeping the left hand above the top of the head. The chin should be pulled in and the cervical vertebrae gradually stretched and loosened, with bai hui pointing upwards. The thoracic vertebrae should be stretched upwards. The thoracic vertebrae should be led by the shoulders to stretch upwards. The lumbar vertebrae should be extended upwards and downwards. The shoulder should lead the vertebrae upwards, while the buttocks pull downwards and the vertebral joints are gradually stretched and loosened.
Making contact with the earth to collect in. Using the waist at the axis, bend down with the arms beside the head and touch the ground in front. The mind is focused on the laogong points. Then relax the waist and touch the ground in front of the left foot with the mind on the laogong points and the yongquan point on the left foot. Relax the waist again and touch the ground in front of the right foot, with the mind focused on the laogong points and the yongquan point on the right foot. Turning the hands to shape a ball. Move the body weight to the right foot. The heel of the left foot turns inward, while the right hand moves around to the front of the left hand. Then turn the left palm up, and the right hand moves up to hold a ball with a diameter of about 30 centimeters. Meanwhile, the body is straightened.
Drawing in qi from the left. The left foot slightly moves inwards in a curve, stepping out 45 degrees to the left to form a stance. The right hand moves in a curve downwards to the right groin with the palm turned inwards 45 degrees. Meanwhile, the left hand moves upwards in a curve to the left side in front. The eyes are focused on the laogong point on the left hand. After a moment, turn the head forward. The left hand moves inwards towards bai hui point, beaming qi in through the point, and the hand descends next to the left ear and along the left anterior side of the body, guiding the qi inside down to the lower dantian.
Drawing in qi from the right. The directions are the same as for that from the left. Ending form. Move the body weight to the right foot. Turn the left hand facing downwards to level with the right. Then push out both hands about 45 degrees to the left and right respectively. At the same time, project the coccyx. The buttocks should be slightly open as if sitting on a high stool. When projecting the coccyx, Bijun point should be in line with Qizhong point. Then relax the shoulders to collect the qi in the upper half of the body and direct it to the lower dantian. Then use the mind to contract the Huiyin point to collect the qi in the lower half of the body and direct it to lower dantian. When the hands move in towards the lower abdomen, use the mind to introduce the qi into the lower dantian. When the hands are about 2 centimeters from the lower abdomen, move them along the hips and sides and let them fall down while straightening the legs. This is the end of the first routine, integration of 6 directions. Now let's have a look at an uninterrupted demonstration of this routine.